And in this book here, it says that we're supposed to begin with joy. And she just makes this comment,
Is my least favorite oil.
and I'm like, not one of my top faves
Right.
either. And I'm like, and you know what they say is like when you find an oil to be, I don't know,
When you
so
don't like an
when,
oil, you need it the most.
yeah, you need it the most. And I'm like, what does that say about us?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Well, I know. My name is Maris, and welcome to my little musing. We're here in my sacred space in Oklahoma City, and I'm with my good friend, essential oil pharmacist Charlotte, and she is my guru when it comes to oils and applications of oils. And I've learned so much from Charlotte. Oh, so much from Charlotte. Giving showers here. They're free over the last several years, and I wanted to start sharing her wisdom with you. And the best way for me to do that is to have Charlotte here with me. And I guess I've jacked up my what do you call
Mini blinds.
the blind? Yeah, the blinds. Are they mini blinds or are they big blinds?
Listen, what is the difference?
I
I
don't
would say
know.
they're mini because they're smaller,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I thought mini referred to the window, and I was like, well, those are big mini blinds then. But
I don't really know what the difference is.
I don't know what the difference is, and feel free at any time to give us, the reason. Even though we're not live on this episode, but we may do a live soon. We're not live today though, so you really can't like call me now. I guess you could, but yeah, it would probably wouldn't make sense. But
If
back,
somebody called you to tell you what a mini blind was
I know, and
right
I'm like,
now,
I'd
what would
be,
be like? I don't know if I want to do this today.
and I'd be like, how did they know my number? Because I did not post it unless you're following, and I'm like, but that's still freaking me out because this isn't live.
All right. So before we get started, joy, anxiety, disappointment, grief, judgment, and miserable. Maybe we just don't like to smell flowers because joy is very floral.
You know what? To be honest, I have to look at it more like that because
Mhm.
it's like, do I start cringing like, a
Right?
vampire in
Yeah.
light or a witch
Yeah.
getting wet?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's just that it's floral and we're not flower people.
Yeah, to me, it's like one of those, it smells like, actually, it smells like grandma's.
Hmm.
Back
Hmm.
in like when I was young, and grandmas were different than grandmas now because grandmas now have like fake breasts,
Hmm.
Botox and stuff like that. Grandmas back then didn't do that.
Back then they were Avon.
It was Avon, Avon and
The Avon.
Chantilly and yeah, Prince Machiavelli, all of those. So it's kind of like, yeah, I start kind of I'm like, yeah, but that's what it reminds me of.
Right.
So I wouldn't say a huge fan of it, but does it make me, will to cringe? No, not at all. I'll walk in and go, oh, I smell joy.
Mhm.
But if I had five other bottles
Yeah.
sitting there, joy would not be my first one unless they were all Valerian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Really.
Valerian smells literally, if you've never smelled Valerian oil, it literally smells, in my opinion, like dirty feet.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like just
It's just terrible.
yeah, like
It's
you.
really good. Like it's really good for like a lot of people say it's really great for sleep. I don't use it for sleep because I can't stand it.
I'm like, maybe that's what we really need. But I mean, I just find it pretty, I'm gonna say it's a repulsive kind of
Yeah.
smell. To me, it's a, being deep in the nose,
Yeah.
and it wasn't irritant.
Yeah. Not a good part of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, ugh. So I'm not a fan of Valerian, but I'm like most of them I can kind of tolerate.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
Okay,
Same.
all right. So um, many years ago, I got started with Young Living oils, and I'm just to kind of put a thing. We're not trying to sell you oils. We're trying to help you be informed on the oils that you use. Because a lot of times, it's like you'll join an oil club, whatever one it is, and you'll start buying all of these oils that you start using. You buy hundreds of dollars worth of oil. It's
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
and then you have all of these bottles, and half the time you really don't know how to use them. Unless you're like some people, yeah. No, I'm just teasing on her, but I mean, some people will just dive right into it. For Charlotte, I would say it's more, if for you, it's a way of life.
Yes, 100%.
Um, just as for me, like naturopathy is
Hmm.
a way of life. I use a whole bunch of different ways of maintaining wellness and balance and improving, enhancing, whatever through there. And then, but you use your essential oils. In
Hmm.
fact, I know you even use some in cooking.
Yes, I do.
She makes really good lemon blueberry scones, just
Oh,
saying.
that's just so good.
And I was like, I know she used lemon oil in this.
Yeah.
All
Hmm.
right, so and I'm gonna say I read the book once
Once.
back then, and I remember I ordered my oils of the is that how they're
It's
the
oils of ancient scripture.
oils of ancient scripture, and
They're
she's got
lovely gold,
they are little gold
little gold
labels,
bottles.
really pretty. And I remember I ordered it, and it had two cedar woods, and
Yes.
and I was like, what was the name of it? It is uh that's what
Bicep.
uh, one rose of Sharon, cypress, cedarwood, myrtle, myrrh. Huh.
We talked about this last time, and I cannot remember.
Spikenard.
Okay. Well, they had 12, but they've knocked it down to 10 because they cannot sustain the amount of oils. So they took out two.
Okay, so they took out my spikenard,
Mhm.
but I remember I got two cedar woods and no spikenard, and I'm like freaking out. But they did send me some spikenard in the mail, and I don't know, maybe something else I don't remember. For my trouble, they did replace that, and they didn't make me send the cedar wood back. But so that was because I remember, because
Mhm.
now I'm like, okay, that's why I'm confused, because
Yeah,
I swore there were 12.
yeah, there were
So
12.
they took out the spikenard, and what was the other one?
I don't remember.
We'll end up figuring it out by the time we're done with this whole series, right?
By the time we're done.
By the time we're done or done with the series, whichever one comes
Uh-huh.
first, we will have it nailed on which the other one was that they took out. So, and I'm going to be honest, the whole when it was the 12,
Mhm.
they were very expensive.
Mhm.
I want to say 250,
Yeah.
maybe 300, but I will say 250. I feel
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Mhm.
And so that was a little pricey.
Yeah.
um to like, and then if you're buying like individual bottles of it, sometimes that's just like very, very
Mhm.
pricey
Mhm.
as well. But there are a couple of oils that I still find, like cassia is a
Yeah.
staple,
Yes.
myrtle is a staple,
Mhm.
myrrh comes up or
Yes.
crystallizes,
Yes, it does.
frankincense, cedarwood, so there are a lot of
Right. Yeah,
them.
there are though some that you like Onica. I don't think you can buy that by itself. Like
um
like with Young Living, I don't think that you can buy that one particularly by itself.
Okay, I think you're probably
So you
right
can
on
only
that.
get like that one in the
in
kit.
in the kit. So yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta like,
Everything else you can get, but
because I think Onika, whatever it
I don't know
is,
how to say it. I'm
I
not really
think
good.
that's also known as like benzoin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and that is actually like a way that like something that brings all of the essences together.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're so very cool. Um, so how did you get into how did you get into the healing oils of the Bible, of ancient scripture?
Yes. You can call it of the Bible. That's fine.
Okay.
I think if you order it, it's ancient scripture, but I call it the oils of the Bible just because it's easier. I think for me it was really because I am a very Christian, very godly woman, and whenever I'm like in church, I was reading the Bible, and we were in Exodus, and I saw where they started where um it was talking about the anointing oil, and then they have Exodus 2. Young Living has Exodus 2, which is those oils, and I was like, oh, that's fascinating. And then they have the kit, and I went to a class, and we using the script in the back of the book.
The script, yes. And I'm like, I recommend people to get this book, but don't expect it to be entertaining
Right.
like a novel or reading Coyote Medicine or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, and make sure you have one of your Bibles next to you.
Yes.
I
Yes.
recommend that.
Yeah.
But okay,
Yeah, but so after I realized that, and then I bought the kit because it was awesome. Like, because it's just so fascinating. Like when you think about it, like, you know, and then reading this book, and it's just talking about the Garden of Eden, and you think, what did the Garden of Eden smell like? Like, because it had to be amazing. So it just brought a whole lot of, and then when you get to open these oils and you get to smell them, and it's just, that's just pretty much what it was. It's pretty much Exodus
the
with the
Book of
holy and the book
Exodus,
of Exodus is what made me buy these oils.
and I start looking at, so it's kind of like when I don't think Old Testament. I think
Mhm.
New Testament
Yeah.
for some reason, and
Hmm.
a lot of it has to do with myrrh.
Hmm.
So they think now that's what they brought Jesus, but
Yeah.
that's the frankincense and myrrh.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's two philosophies behind that. One of the philosophies has to do with if they did come to him as a newborn,
Right.
the myrrh would have been used to anoint his umbilical cord
Hmm.
for healing.
Hmm. Yep.
And then, and if they were there when she was in labor, they would have been using that myrrh on her
Uh-huh.
cervix to help it dilate.
Hmm.
So I think, I look at that as very
Yes.
fascinating. And then I was taking a class, um, and it was in regard to scripture, and it
Hmm.
had to do with Jesus. If a part of this lecture of it had to do with how old was Jesus when the kings came,
Right.
and they were saying he was 2 years old.
Hmm.
Well, his umbilical cord would
Right.
have been healed.
Right.
Even the circumcision was ding
Hmm.
dang healed,
Right.
by this time. So you look at it, and it was like that myrrh is also used in the preparation of his death.
Hmm.
So the myrrh, so the significance, and that's where
Yes.
I started
Yeah.
thinking about the oils was
Hmm.
the frankincense and the myrrh. Why
Hmm.
are they bringing him
Right.
frankincense and myrrh? What's the significance?
Hmm.
Because it was frankincense, myrrh, and gold. You
Yeah.
know, three precious commodities.
Yes.
And then it was later on that I start reading about Esther.
Hmm.
And Esther, what was I know I love Esther. I was like, be an Esther. In a world of Cardi B's, be an
Yes.
Esther. Um, yeah, I'm like giggling in my head, because the angels are kind of like, be an Esther. Yeah. Esther was anointed with
Hmm.
oils.
For 6 months.
I thought it was for in a year.
Oh, I thought it was 6 months. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going with a
Good
year.
year.
Um, and she's saying 6 months, but we'll just say because my understanding
I
was
haven't read Esther in a
in a
in
while.
a hot minute.
I think I read something that was like a writing or whatever,
Hmm.
based or not based on, but
Right.
about Esther.
Hmm.
And so the first 6 months were about cleansing the outer self,
Maybe that's what it
and
was.
then the second 6 months was about the inner self,
Yes, that
so
might
that
be what I'm
she
thinking
would
about.
be in a total place of preparation.
Hmm.
So, that's where I kind of got into the oils in a much more deep way.
Yes. Hmm.
Um, what has been your experience?
Say, sorry.
Oh.
I was looking in the book to see if it had how long
Oh,
13.
about
Yes,
Esther.
but it doesn't say. Okay, what has been my experience with what?
What has been your experience with these oils? I mean, how, if you were going to teach these to your 13-year-old niece, what
Mhm.
would you teach? What would you say?
Oh, it honest. Okay, so let's see here. What would I show her? I don't know. I really, that's a very, very good question. Way to put me on the spot, friend.
I know. That's my
We did not
job.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
we did not talk about that at
All
all.
right.
No, I
So,
said I was going to give her liberty, give her the,
yeah, yeah,
and here I am going,
yeah.
where do we even start?
Where are we starting? All right. So, for 13-year-olds, you've got Myrtle. Okay. So, Myrtle is your really good for your thyroid and all of that. So, and this is one that it took a long time for you to be able to buy by itself. That's another one. It took a long time, but it's really good for your throat, your thyroid, your everything. So for 13-year-olds, this is one that I would probably be like, you need to use this because your emotions are all over the place. Like get your stuff in order. So that's one that I would probably say um for them.
Okay, so I've got a little insight to the name to Myrtle. Even though I think it's going backwards for
It is
you, but
going backwards.
that's okay. I still love you. Myrtle is a derivative of the name of Esther. Just saying.
Look at you.
Yeah, they come from the same name. They came from the same word tree.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, Myrtle is a derivative, or Esther is a derivative of Myrtle, and Myrtle's are, but the
That is
derivatives of each
fascinating.
other. So I think that that's very interesting because what was Esther's major role was
Hmm.
speaking up for her people.
Hmm.
And where do you speak from? You speak from your, I mean, you kind of speak from your heart, but
Right.
you speak through
Ooh.
that throat. So I
Yeah.
always think that that was kind of, I'm like, God really works in mysterious ways, and the way that he leaves little clues of, like,
Yeah.
which one do I start with?
Right. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah. Well,
know.
that's the thing is that you can start with any of them. We have a saying in the oil world that when in doubt, get frank out, which frankincense is you can use this for anything and everything.
I know. If
Like
you were on a deserted island, what bottle of oil do you want?
I mean,
Frankincense.
right? This is probably one that you would be like, oh yeah, no, I need that. Like I have, if I am struggling spiritually, mentally, physically, like sometimes I'll just drop a drop right in my mouth because listen, I'm hardcore, guys.
She is hardcore. I mean, there's some oils that I'll be happy to lick on, but there's some that I'm like,
Okay, so speaking of licking,
Oh, I got a story on that one too.
so Cassia, it has a lock top, like because
Lock
it's
top.
hot. It's hot, but oh my gosh, it smells so good. I wish that we had like smell-o-vision and you could smell it through.
Oh my
the-
gosh.
I would hear
Okay,
this smell.
think of a cinnamon stick
Oh,
fresh from Ceylon.
mm. Mix it with honey, because to
Oh
me,
yeah, dipped in
it's
honey.
like, oh gosh.
Oh yeah, I can see that now.
It's like the honeyest cinnamon, like, and it's very, very heavy cinnamon.
Okay, so let me just tell you, this smells so delicious, like you could just lick it.
I
It
get
really smells.
goosebumps.
It smells delicious.
Okay, listen, let me tell my story first, then you tell yours.
Okay,
So, because we're talking about licking it,
yeah, we are talking about licking.
I have before, and I would not recommend this if you are not fully prepared for your mouth to drool like crazy. But I have put a drop on the end of my thumb and pressed it to the roof of my mouth, and you can actually feel it getting into your bloodstream. Like you can feel it moving throughout your body. It is the weirdest experience in the whole world,
You know what
but
I'm
it's
gonna
amazing.
do?
You're gonna press that
You
to the
know
roof
what
of
I'm
your
going to
mouth.
do today? Because I'm like, you know what? That's how that sounds like. That's kind of like doing pop rocks and soda in your mouth at the same time. You know.
Yes.
When she says it burns,
Mhm.
and we kid not. So I was doing back in the day. I was doing the breakfast show, and
Mhm.
so we would eat breakfast, and do the show. And I think by this time we were like we're not at restaurants because it's like COVID-y.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I have probably went to McDonald's or something. I ate something, and my stomach is jacked up. And do I have my digestisime or whatever it's called, digests?
Those
I don't.
guys.
Those guys.
Mhm.
Do I have any of that? No, I do not. But do I even have ginger? No, I do not. So I'm like, oh, cassia is really good for that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I do a little peyote. So I like put it in my belly button and stand up and I walk 3 steps and I had to sit through an hour-long show acting like nothing was bothering me.
Oh Lord.
But it did clear up my digestive issues
I
for at
I
least a couple of
I
weeks.
bet it did.
My belly button was a little red for the
Mhm.
day,
Yeah,
but would I do it again? Yeah, I would.
100%. Now,
So
just next time when you do it, just add some carrier oil to it.
oh,
Okay, for you guys,
yeah, yeah,
add
you
carrier oil
add
to
cereal
cassia.
in one drop.
That'll do you.
No, one drop of cassia to a whole belly button full
Oh,
of
yes.
oil.
Now, the reason why we tell you to put it in your belly button is your original life source.
Like,
So you put it in your belly button, it's going to get where it needs to go. If you know reflexology, like where you put it on your foot, that's great. If you don't, I mean, I know a little bit, but you just put it straight in your belly button, you're good to go.
definitely.
Mhm.
And I'm a big fan of peyote on any oil. Whether it's for my gut
Mhm.
or for my mind or
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
that is the original connection.
Mhm.
We had the placenta on one side and then
Mhm.
we had this big network of blood vessels on the other side.
Mhm.
And that's how we did get our life. And they may be all shrivelly up or whatever, now,
Mhm.
but we still deliver the chemical essence, the combinations, the chemical changes that these create when they're applied or
Mhm.
inhaled,
Mhm.
that those work through that blood
Yeah.
network.
Now, if you have an outie, I don't really know. Maybe just rub it on the outside.
Oh, I didn't even think about outies. I just assumed everybody's got an innie.
Everybody does not have an innie. Some people have outies.
I did meet a lady once because there's a technique in Reiki that's called Hessel
Mhm.
that you're putting your finger into their belly
Mhm.
button,
Mhm.
right? And it's a perfect opportunity to use the essential oils to apply them into the belly button as
Mhm.
well. And this lady had had gastric
Yes.
surgery and then had all of the excess. They removed her belly button. And I'm like, well, that's what she said. Maybe she's hybrid. I don't know. No, I'm just- who
Mm.
knows?
That is funny. But I don't remember what you said, but it made me think of it. With essential oils, they are one of the only things that really cross the blood boundary,
Hmm.
so the barrier, because they're so small, they will get into your blood. So there are certain like medicines that won't, like, so your body's not absorbing all of the things, but your body will absorb the the oils. And so whenever we're telling you to use a carrier, it's not going to it's not going to lessen the oil. It's just going to make your skin less sensitive to whatever
So
you're
it's
using.
more about the application to the skin and
Mhm.
less about the oil. So
Mhm.
it's about the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also a big fan like when you tell people a drop or two
Mhm.
and they're like, "Well, I can't smell it." And I'm like, well, that's because you've been handling it, so you're not smelling it,
Mhm.
but everybody else is smelling it. So 15 drops does not make it better. In fact, I frown upon that, and I'm like, stop
Mhm.
wasting
Yeah.
that.
So I know that this is not oils of the Bible, but if you are sick, like if you have the stomach flu or something like that, what what I do is one drop every minute for 10 minutes, then every 10 minutes for an hour, and then once an hour until you feel better. Usually, you're not going to have to go past the once an hour because you're going to feel better by the first hour.
And you're using what oil? Thieves?
Thieves, digize, whatever you've got. But if you use something like so if you've got the stomach bug, if you have digize, um, like if you have diarrhea, you're gonna go see here clockwise to
You're gonna go
go
counterclockwise.
counterclockwise to
Counterclockwise.
slow. So if you put it on your stomach, if you've got diarrhea, go counterclockwise. Put one drop on your belly, go counterclockwise.
Okay, so we could do this with frankincense for
100%.
anything because
Mm-hmm.
frankincense is the cure-all.
Mm-hmm.
It's my
Mm-hmm.
Windex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, on the belly, when you need to go, you go clockwise. When you need it to stop the flow, you go counterclockwise.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. All right, so let's just go. We're gonna go. All right, we've talked about myrrh a little bit, but did you know back in the old days they used the resin, they chewed on it for oral health?
No, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
So this is really good for your gums. Like my mom, she had receding gum line,
Hmm.
and she would put a drop of this with her toothpaste when she brushed, and her gums actually came back, like so they were no longer receding. So it's a very interesting thing. Also, it will get like it will. I don't know if y'all can see that.
So,
So you
yeah.
see that? This is absolutely 100% normal.
So that.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, let me see. Whoops, there's the thing. I'm like, where is it? So you can see kind of like that little crystally looking stuff.
Yes. That
Um,
is 100% normal for every. Your bottles will eventually, they will get this little weird brown drop on top. Normal. It's normal. Don't think your oils are bad. It's just myrrh. Myrrh is very, very thick. It's very, very thick. So, but it's amazing.
it is, and I use like myrrh resin,
Hmm.
um, and then I have like frankincense tears or myrrh resin, and I'll soak them for like
Say tears.
yeah, frankincense tears,
Okay. I just
and
wanted to make sure.
oh yeah, and I'll put them in a in an oil
Hmm.
like a carrier,
Hmm.
and I'll let them brew for months
Yeah.
and months
Hmm.
and months.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I thought that was I always find that fascinating. It's like because people back then they had no idea what to do for anything until they tried it, and then it's like, oh, look at that.
Yeah,
My
and
teeth
chew on
are
it
white. My teeth are they don't have problems because they're chewing
on the myrrh.
on the mouth.
Huh.
I always find that so fascinating.
I do too, because I'm over here like, what did it taste like? And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go and like try my little resin that I have. I'm
Right?
just gonna,
I have frankincense resin. I don't have myrrh. But yeah, it's gonna taste pretty terrible.
I know. So
It don't smell the best.
at least it doesn't taste smell like valerian, because I'm
True.
pretty sure that valerian tastes like it smells.
Mm.
That's why it's like people go, oh, would you like a cup of valerian tea to help you
Oh,
sleep?
no.
No.
No, I would not. No,
Yeah.
I would not. All right. This one, I just changed the cap on it because I needed a different cap. So this one usually doesn't have a locked off.
Okay, because I saw that it had the little lock top, and I'm like, is this like something really bad?
This is hyssop. I love hyssop.
And I was calling it hyssop, so it's hyssop.
You can call it whatever you
Okay, hyssop sounds cool.
want.
All right, so what is hyssop for?
Hyssop is for your lungs. So it's for so you're just automatically like when you breathe in, your lungs are like so it's for your respiratory, but also like they dipped like vinegar and
Mhm.
hyssop and gave it to Jesus because this is really good for like bronchitis. Like, so whenever he's hanging there, like when he's hanging there, that's what he they gave him that to help with the end of life.
All right, so the vinegar is to change the pH of the blood so that it's not picking up the stress, the pain, because I think that
Mm-hmm.
they use that for pain as well.
Yes. Well, and then also like for Passover, they dipped like the hyssop branches in blood, and that's
I did not know that
yeah.
when they would do that
Mm-hmm.
on the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it says that they smacked it, so they just smacked it.
Oh, I hope they did.
I thought it was a smack. Don't.
It depends on which version that you read.
True story.
Yeah.
I'm over here just
Because I think,
puffing
you know,
noise.
that's why I kind of like the fourth century Bibles
Hmm.
because, you know, I feel like they were written a little bit closer to that time.
Right.
And by the time you get to King James, I think some things are a little distorted.
I have a friend that we talk about that a lot. It's just like, oh, well, this is what I think about this. She's like, well, you need to learn. You need to go and actually look to see what that word meant at that particular time. Like, okay, fine.
Oh, you know, because Jonah and the whale.
Uh-huh. Yep.
The
We've
whale,
talked
the
about that.
whale was a slang term for the
Hmm.
political climate of the time.
Hmm.
So he was in the belly of the whale.
Yes. Okay. I don't know a ton about the Rose of Sharon. Do you?
No, but I do of the Rose of Jericho.
Rose of Jericho.
Rose of Jericho is the resurrection plant. It'll dry up, and then you throw it in some water, and poof, it comes back to life, just like Jesus. Jesus knows that I'm like not giving him a hard time on that one.
All right. So Rose of Sharon is
Whoa.
also called cistus. You don't like it?
Um, but that's like out of all of these, that's the first one that I can smell, and I don't even have to be what I'm like 2.5 feet away.
Yeah.
Um,
So it says that cistus was used medicinally to treat colds, cough, menstrual problems, and rheumatism.
okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this smells like earwax.
Is it really?
Hmm. I mean, I've done a lot of ear candling. Oh, I've done a lot of ear candling, so I know what earwax smells like. Um, and when I smell this, so she's looking it up real quick to see what my
Mhm.
issue is.
Yeah, because I do not smell earwax.
Earwax or a
Oh,
Kirby
interesting.
vacuum cleaner.
It says that the emotion for that is rescuer. That's interesting.
Huh. Okay, rescuer. So now she's going to tell me what that means.
Regeneration. And I expel express self-reliance.
Okay, very cool.
Interesting.
Okay, so
We love this book.
yes, and actually, and if you were using essential oils for to release emotional patterns,
Hmm.
I really recommend this book by Carolyn Mine. She's a chiropractor, so Dr. Mine, Mein. And it is releasing emotional patterns with essential oils. This will really help you use your essential oils in a much more effective
Hmm.
way that you're really getting your money's worth on that.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, there is I don't remember. I have a ton of little sticky tabs on mine, but she has one. I have a lot.
It's new. I just got my sticky tabs.
And this is only like the first chapter or two. But okay, so it says when essential oils penetrate the central brain, it makes it possible for us to access forgotten memories of emotions which we need to deal with which. It always messes me up whenever somebody puts with which. Anyway, stored emotions can make you sick. So they were talking about the amygdala and all of the things. But there is another book that is not oil related, but it's called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. Do you have that book?
Not yet.
Okay,
That's my next one to get.
you should get that book because it's amazing and you can use it 100% in tandem with this book. So if you have, like, say, you have a huge pain constantly in your knee, like your left knee, you can go through that book, see left knee pain, and you can read what emotion would be potentially stored in that particular area of the body. Then you find that emotion in this book and see what oil will help and what affirmation you need to use and where you need to put it.
See, essential oils are a fine art, and to me, there's a science to them. I mean,
That's
whoops,
just me.
that was me. I'm like stepping on her foot. It's like when I look at essential oils, they are a science. It is a science. It is an art. I myself, I don't go and make them. I don't go and distill them by any means. I much rather get them already ready to use. But the reasons that we use them are the reasons that we find a particular that we're either attracted to an oil or we are repulsed by an oil. Now, I know that when we're repulsed by an oil, we probably need it, which, we talked about with we're not like disgusted by joy, okay?
Right.
It's just like not our first choice.
Right.
But what about if you love the smell of, like,
Mhm.
you're like, oh my God, I love the smell of aloe. Oh my God.
Right. Like I love the smell of cassia.
Mhm.
100%. It's amazing. So either you just it could potentially have an emotion that is bringing up like
A happy one.
a happy one that you want to relive constantly, or it's something that your body just still needs, but you're not having to deal with an adverse emotion with it.
Okay, so like when your body's craving calcium, you want to eat ice cream
Yeah.
or cheese,
Yeah.
right?
Or like,
So it's that kind of thing. You're like, ooh, I just love chocolate ice cream.
right.
Oh, I must need some calcium and magnesium.
Yeah, or like, I mean,
Yeah,
weird, but people, they sometimes will like put pennies in their mouth because it's like, they need that.
the copper.
Yeah.
It has to be an old penny, not a new penny,
Not a new
because
penny.
I don't think new pennies have copper
I don't
anymore.
think they're making pennies anymore.
No, they're not. You're right. They're not. It doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter
Just get
anymore.
rid of your pennies, damn it. No.
Right. Okay. So another one that I don't use a ton, so I don't know a lot about it,
Mhm.
would be the Onica. Onica, however you want.
Onica.
Onica. So it says historically, Onica was used for dental health and care, and the primary ingredient in tinctures for small injuries, used as a disinfectant, local anesthetic, and to speed the healing of wounds.
Benzoin.
Benzoin.
So benzoin and
Says
onica,
it actually says that's the actual like scientific name.
onica
Onica.
is benzoin, and benzoin we use like when we make incense. You bring like a loose incense.
Yeah.
The benzoin helps bring everything together. So it is very fascinating. So there's a lot, and and I'm wondering when if you were doing a ceremony with your healing oils of the Bible, you were maybe somebody was coming into their awakening or they had a spiritual disconnect and they're wanting to get back on, back in connection. And I'm looking, it's like how peppermint is used in the raindrop to bring synergy to all the
Right.
oils.
Yeah.
I'm wondering then, so is Onica, because I mean, peppermint would smell weird.
Yeah, it
And
would.
I'm like, they probably did have mint,
Hmm.
but I don't know how
I don't think it was as precious.
as precious. You're right. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm thinking on the Onica benzoin, whatever we want to call it.
What do you want to
That
call
would
it?
be the oil. So if I'm doing a ceremony, I would use that oil to bring everything
Hmm.
into harmony or bring everything into synergy.
If you ever do something like that, you want to just practice on somebody, you just let me know. I'll be your guinea pig. You
You
can
know,
use my oils.
so I'm going to be honest. Uh, I'm like saving my money up to buy this kit
Uh-huh.
because I'm gonna switch the ester to this kit.
Listen, you can use my oils and you can practice on me.
Okay, so I'm gonna be doing an ester for her. And so now we all know that the Onika will be the last one
That's fine.
that's used out of these, and the reason is because it blends everything, it
Mhm,
brings everything in
mhm.
together.
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, this just came back in stock like a week ago because I was gonna buy just a brand new one
Uh-huh.
just for this,
Uh-huh.
but it was out of stock. So
Oh
this is just
wow.
mine. This is
And they
just mine.
run, like I said, they run like 250.
I think it's cheaper now.
Oh, okay.
I'll look.
Still look.
I think it's 100. I think it's in the hundreds.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not as bad.
Okay, guess what I'm gonna do? Because I was thinking about, oh man, about January, I should be able to.
Right? Uh,
And it's all because of this silly Onika. That the only way you could buy it is
right?
in the kit.
100%. All right. So this says aloes, which is also sandalwood, sacred sandalwood, was used for meditation and embalming. It's also thick.
Oh, that was the other word. I was thinking
Is
of
that one?
because I'm thinking. Okay, now I do.
Now you got it.
Yeah, and I think some of it just is probably being in the city and my nasal. Um, because when we were talking in the beginning and I said that there were 12, or,
Mm-hmm.
like I remember
Yeah.
we were talking about it being 12 and then they reduced it. I kept thinking, oh, I wonder if it was the sandalwood because I remember sandalwood
Mm-hmm.
being in there, but no, they used the phrase aloes.
Okay, so it says Joseph of Arimathea was
Arimathea.
wow, yeah, there you go.
Arimathea. He's my favorite.
All right. Was extremely wealthy and prominent man within the Jewish community who had secretly become a follower of Jesus. He risked a lot in requesting Jesus' body and placing it within his own tomb. The mixture of myrrh and sandalwood he used would have been extremely costly. Nicodemus brought a volume of oil equal to around 150 to $200,000 in today's dollars. And this book was written a few years ago, so that probably has gone up.
Probably has gone up. Because when they had Jesus in the tomb, all of the women, so the Marys, all
Hmm.
three Marys,
Hmm.
and then Mary and Martha,
Hmm.
and I'm sure there were some other women there too, that they were all anointing his body with the oil while Joseph of Arimathea was doing tones into the
Yeah.
energy centers of Jesus during that preparation. So it was like there are some groups that believe that the combination of the frequencies of
Uh-huh.
the frequencies, and
Yes.
the tuning frequencies are a part of the resurrection. Just saying. So there's a little bit of Jesus in there for
There's
it.
a little bit of Jesus.
And I am a Jesus girl, just to kind of like clarify for those of you that are doubting. All right.
Also, we were doubting. Oh gosh.
We have a very unusual relationship.
Me and you?
No, me and Jesus.
Oh, I was like,
No, we have a good
I
relationship.
feel like we
And
have
I
a
have a
good
good relationship
relationship.
with Jesus too.
So do
He's
I.
usually shaking his head at me and
Mhm,
covering his eyes, and
mhm.
and I'm going, look, Jesus, look what I did.
Okay, so cedarwood. That's next. Okay.
Okay.
Cedarwood is 98% sesquiterpenes, meaning when you breathe it in, it's going to help you think clearly. So, and I'm pretty sure that I think it was David. I say that like I've got all these books here. It's like you should have known which one it was. I think it was David, but um like his everything was built up in cedarwood. Like so I have a cedar wood chest, like cedar lined chest. So every time I open it, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's so strong. So if you think that, his stuff was so he's going to be thinking.
Well, and I'm over here in Native Americans, cedar is a really big purification and cleansing. And, and when people say, if people are going, ew, the smell of sage, I'm like, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When they're going, ew, the smell of cedar wood or cedar wood, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna. This was always fascinating because I've taken a couple of classes on the oils of the Bible, but so phenols, monoterpenes, and sesquiterpenes are the three things that essential oils have a lot of. So here's what I always loved. What those three things do is to restore the body back to its natural state of balance and health at the most basic fundamental levels within the cells. The generational curses mentioned in the Bible that come to us through the genes of our parents are not immutable or incurable, as modern medical doctors believed. These inherited conditions can be reprogrammed in the DNA by the actions of essential oils combined with laying on the hands and prayerful intent. The biblical oils all contain some, if not all, of these constituents. I always love that. Like, I always love it because it's like, when it's like what the one of the lame there was like, what did he's got the sins of his parents, and they're like, you can be healed.
You can be
You can
healed.
be healed.
I was like, John, in fact, I believe that sometimes people, as I believe that it's not so much that we choose where we go, but we do choose where we go in
Mm-hmm.
essence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, 40 days before conception, your soul is called up, said, hey, we've got you for a mission, and you
Mm-hmm.
kind of set your mission.
Mm-hmm.
And when I believe that there are people that are born to break those generational curses
Mm-hmm.
one way or another. They are born. That is their life agreement. I love the way cedarwood smells. It is their life agreement
It
to
was Solomon, not David.
the solemn. Well, they're kin.
Yeah, Solomon is fine. Sorry. Continue.
They're kin.
Continue.
That was that was the son. He was generationally carrying that
Yes.
information.
And he's the one that asked for wisdom.
I know.
He asked for wisdom, and that is what made him use all of his brain.
So I'm going to say cedarwood is what I recommend for my clients that come in telling me that they have insomnia or they're having sleep issues. Or if you are dreaming in black and white and you take a drop of the cedarwood and you apply it between your brows at bedtime and you go to sleep. Um, and then you'll do that for 21 days. Now, if your dreams get super bright and vibrant, then you want to stop doing the cedar wood. But if you're not dreaming
Mm-hmm.
or they're in black and white, very
Mm-hmm.
flat dreams, and you want to open the sleep pattern, cedarwood is excellent for that.
100%.
Unless you're Charlotte.
Unless you're Charlotte, then don't do that
Yeah.
because cedarwood locks me in a dream state, and I can't wake up.
I wonder if you could take valerian root, put a thing on your nose, do valerian root on your toe
Mm-hmm.
in the like the pineal gland
Yeah.
on your big toe.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that would help.
Like one using it with cedarwood, or just
No, but just valerian root oil on your big toe.
oh well, that's why I can't use cedarwood after like 2 in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because if I do, my dreams are very intense and I can't wake up.
Sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's only with cedarwood. It's very weird.
I know. See, I'm very, very sensitive to like medication, like pharmaceuticals.
Hmm.
So I don't take a lot of pharmaceuticals. And if I
Hmm.
do, I better be in the hospital when it's
Right.
happening.
Yes.
So I use a lot of essential oils
Hmm.
as other people would use as medicine or whatever. And now I'm like over here going cedarwood sleep paralysis. I
But
hate sleep paralysis. Oh, I hate that.
yes, but I have found that there are very, very few people who have that reaction to cedarwood. I'm not the only one, but there are very few people who have that reaction.
See, now I'm like, now we've got to do an investigation.
I don't know. I don't know why, but
We got to do an experiment and figure out why they are sensitive to cedarwood in that
Mhm,
manner.
mhm,
Because it's like, yeah, some things, just like Dittany of Crete, the herb
mhm,
makes me like, if I smell it.
right,
And I love that stuff, but ooh,
mhm,
makes me a nut.
right.
For our last oil,
It's cypress.
I love cypress oil.
Cypress is so good.
I'm gonna just grab the oil
You
here.
grab the oil. Yeah, it's really good
Cypress.
for
Here's
like.
our smell-o-vision.
I really wish, because now
Oh,
I
here.
can sniff it, guys. See, I
Makes
love
me
it.
feel like I'm on the Nile.
Hmm. So it says emotionally, cypress supports feeling of security and stability, which they used for the floors of the temple, like the temples back in those in
Hmm.
the biblical times. So, I'm like, yeah, but it's also really good for circulation.
It is super, super good for circulation.
Hmm.
Cyprus, in fact, I had a patient that came in one day. They were coming in for a raindrop,
Hmm.
and her finger was swollen. And she had jammed her finger or something in a ring. And I'm like looking at her hand, and I'm doing the Vitaflex pump.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And so when I get to Cyprus, I go over there and I just rub Cyprus on her finger.
Hmm.
I won't lie, I forgot all about it. And so she ended up calling me, after the session, and it was probably about an hour or so after the session. She said, "Oh, by the way, when you put the cypress on my finger, it must have worked because my ring fell off." So it like even took the little fluffies out of her finger.
Listen, whatever works.
But cypress is very good for flow,
Yes, I love it.
getting things to move, to
Hmm.
flow. I like cypress. I like
Hmm.
cypress a lot.
Okay, so I know that we're getting really close on time. But so Exodus 2, I know I talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but it is literally one of my favorite oils. That was just sick.
Oh, okay.
That's Frank too. But anyway, so Exodus 2, when they're talking about it in the Bible, so when they're
Okay.
talking about it in Exodus, and they're because this is the holy anointing oil, they were supposed to use it like on Aaron and his sons because they were the priest. They were supposed to use it on like the temple, on the altar, on all of the instruments because of all of the things in it. It is so good for immunity, like m- killing germs and all the grossness, and but it's really good for boosting your immunity. And I remember that because I have horrible social anxiety, like terrible,
I'm like, she does?
horrible, horrible.
But
But
yeah.
I remember that one of the first times, it wasn't the very first time, but one of the first times that I came here for a raindrop. And you're like, oh my gosh, your immune system is so good. You're like, what are you doing? I was like, I use this every day because I have social anxiety, but because it's so good for your immune system.
Charlotte doesn't get sick very often,
Very,
and I don't think you do,
I really don't.
because I'm like trying to think if
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever. You've always like been taking care of everybody else's sickness. I'm like,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Exodus too. I call that my special oil.
Yes.
I don't bring it out a lot,
Mm-mm. No, this,
and I don't know if it's because I just want to hoard it,
right? Oh
or
gosh,
you know.
so good, so good.
And that would be like the oil that, like, once my bottle is empty, I'll fill it up with coconut
Hmm.
oil just to
Hmm.
get that last little bit, you know. on through there, but
Mhm.
Exodus 2. So, you can,
Child lock.
yeah, I know. It's like, because it smells.
Smells so good. So good.
You can smell the cassia in there.
Yeah. That's why I think that's actually why I bought Cassia just on its own because you couldn't get Exodus 2. I was like, well, if I want to get Exodus 2, but I don't have it, but the main smell is Cassia.
How many
Buy Cassia.
shekels do you need to make that?
A lot. You need a lot of shekels.
So,
But it's so funny actually because in the Bible it says, "Do not recreate this." Like this is one thing that you don't recreate. Like you use the holy anointing oil only for these things. So what I actually really love is the fact that there are a lot of the same oils that are mentioned in Exodus, but there are also different oils, so it's not the same exact thing. It's just really close, but still, biblically speaking, you're not recreating
that's for the next episode. That is like a dang cliffhanger because I'm like, she's going to make me go back and read Exodus all over again. But actually, this time I think I'm going to use like 3 or 4 different versions
Yeah.
that I think I can find some. Yeah, I can. Yeah, that would be interesting to
Hmm.
see how Exodus has changed.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
do they still give emphasis to the oils
Right.
that they were doing,
Mhm.
2000 years ago? So, so thank you very much for joining us today in our discussion of the healing oils of ancient scriptures, but AKA healing oils of the Bible.
Also the Bible.
I think that's because we're, Southern girls, kind of. But we are Southern
We are
girls.
Southern girls.
We might live on the plains, but we're still Southern. So, but thank you so much for joining us today. And my name is Maris, and this was Charlotte, and we were happy that you were here today. Have a beautiful one.